Hello, and welcome to this video with free patches for complex oscillators. I'll be using the new Mindphaser from Hexinverter, and let's check out what's to come. This video is sponsored by Erica Synths. Now this is, as I say, a modern take on that classic Buchla 259 where we have two oscillators, a modulation bus and a wave shaping section. We can get into a whole range of more classic vintage West Coast tones, shall we say, but there's a whole range of modern wave shaping in there with through zero phase modulation and really cutting, folding and feedback as well. I'll be leaning into free patches, exploring drones, tones, arpeggios, some harder random stepping techno bass lines, and some multi-timbral layered patching to pull out the range of outputs from the module, layering and mixing those to create dynamic melodic patches. That's enough talking, let's just get into the patches. So we'll start with looking at some drones, tones and arpeggios. There's currently some effects on the Mindphaser. I'm going to play a little keyboard for some arpeggiation, and then we'll remove the effects and go through what's going on. So that's the main output there of Mindphaser dry, and I have slow LFOs going to control the Modbus index, the FM of this first oscillator, folds, feedback and amplitude, and the phase on that TZPM bus. Let's just add a few notes from this keyboard again. Really lovely throaty tone. Well, this is fully dry. Let's play some arpeggios again. And to let this drone out, let's go about 30% wet on this delay and reverb again. Now let's mute these drums and take a look at what we've got going on. Now here's the output of Mindphaser through a VCA, which is being used with a negative envelope, set against an offset to duck it, a basic kind of sidechain compression around this kick. We can hear that pumping going on. I'm using the main amplitude here in the wave shaper section as another VCA for my envelope. If I turn down its effect, we can hear the sound is droning. With my envelope, I have my main envelope on this VCA and the sidechain on an external VCA. Now, one of the first things I added was an envelope into Exponential FM to add in these laser-like extra percussion sounds. I then have stepped random from the random step to the TZPM bus index. Another stepped random source to fold. And then I'm manually playing feedback to go from a cleaner tone to a much fizzier overall sound. There's an additional layer going on, which is the sine wave output from this oscillator with its FM modulation coming through a filter here and then into the Erica reverb. Here it is dry. And this filter's been modulated by an LFO, just bringing this sound up and down. Taking that fully wet. It works nicely as a backdrop. Let's bring those drums back in. And then the final thing going on is an external keyboard just to play the Volt Pro octave. And gives a little bit of a shift in bass line. And one thing I love about complex oscillators and Mindphaser is because we have two VCOs with their own outputs and the processed out, we can really get into layering to build denser, richer, more musical patches. And we start with the simplest patch here, the triangle output, into a VCA with a basic envelope, just making this fade up and down. I then have the main output, and instead of playing just on my clock, this has its own gate rhythm, so a different envelope controlling its level here. But I've also got modulation of fold, feedback, and the index for that phase modulation bus. Let's push that a bit further. The amplitude is also modulated by an LFO. If I was to turn this up, you can hear we get these tremolo-like effects as we're making the amplitude wobble before the envelope controls it in the external VCA. My next layer is this oscillator's saw wave, first through a filter with an LFO and envelope blended together to make that fade in and out. And that sound is the one that I'm splitting off here with a mult and running into my reverb. So that reverb in the background is only on that layer. And then the fourth layer here is this oscillator, the modulating one, which is hard synced as it has been throughout the video. And that has an LFO controlling it too. Let's speed that up. We can tune that up. It's synced, as I say, relative to this one. So as I build up these layers again,
so which one of these three patches was your favourite? Let me know with a comment below, and feel free to let me know how you're using complex oscillators in your patching. Head to patreon.com/DivKid to support the work that I'm doing. Hit like and subscribe, that all helps out the channel. And there's affiliate links below if you'd like to passively support too. I'll see you next time. Bye.